Cider's good after like the second one.
And water. Oh, and after.
Are you only going to be in it today?
Yeah.
No filter.
No filter.
We're going to have to like...
I like your glasses. This is Eric, everybody.
I can move it to a different spot, but I feel like I shouldn't. I feel like it needs to be right there. Okay. That's what you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we're live. Okay. All right, here we
We're
go.
live.
All right, so
right.
let me share this on the other
She's gonna
pages,
share
and we will get rolling, and we'll talk about where we are and all that good
Yeah,
stuff.
why we're in a dark corner somewhere in Fort Lauderdale.
We like dark corners sometimes.
Like everybody needs a little dark corner action from
I
time
agree.
to time. You know
I
what I mean?
agree.
And I'm talking about podcasting action. So get your heads out of the gutter, please.
So, this is really exciting.
This is really exciting. We are, it was like 3 weeks ago where we did. Hi, I'm Michelle Dempsey, by the way. Michelle Dempsey, very well written, internationally published author, speaker, girl gang advocate.
Oh, is my plug now? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Rachel Sobel from wineandcheezits.com, writer for HuffPost, Pop Sugar, Scary Mommy, and all that good stuff. We're not going to bore you every time with our backstory, but
No, we will because I'm really proud of mine.
no, I don't mean your backstory of how you got where you are. I'm saying our backstory, like how we met, we fell in love, we decided to do a podcast. Here
We had a radio show. We like the whole podcast forum because guess why? 3 weeks ago, we were podcasting live from a restaurant in Boca, a little-known place you might have heard of, New York Grilled Cheese, and we were helping them celebrate their new bomb breakfast menu.
which was delish.
And someone saw us there, and they were like, why don't you come eat at our restaurant? Now we are at
We're at Rok Brgr in Fort Lauderdale.
another favorite of mine, so
Yes.
that worked out well.
And you're gonna see we ordered some stuff, so you'll see us shoving food in our faces. But you should know before you have any preconceived notions. Let's just get it out there on the table because we like to keep it real.
Yes.
While it is called Rok Brgr, there are tons of other options. There's salads and all kinds of things that if you don't want to like shove a burger in your mouth, which I am going to do today, and I am not sorry about it.
Right.
There are other things if you like to eat a little bit lighter and you don't want to do what I'm about to do.
See, I'm not shoving a burger in my mouth because
I'm
I'm not the person who likes to be in a food coma by 2 p.m. Because then it just messes up like everything for the rest of the day. So I did get a salad. The salads here are amazing. I was here Friday, I think, with my daughter. I had a salad. She had a kiddie meal. So if you're a mom trying to keep it real and fit into your pants, you could still eat at Rok Brgr.
Or if you're a mom who likes to keep it real and shove an entire burger and loaded tater tots in your face and not be sorry because you give zero.
You could sit with her.
Anytime. I don't share my burgers.
Right, all right. Well,
Okay.
I'll share my salad.
So we're here today, and in the
Music's
interest,
good.
music is good. We're in a little bit of dark area. We have a little light set up. We're all set. If you do come and join us today, you get 20% off of your lunch bill, which is awesome because who doesn't like to save a little bit of coin?
Right, and a special thank you to Rachel Mizrahi, who is in charge of organizing special events for the JEY Management Group, which heads up management for all the Rok Brgrs in every location, Taco Craft, Pizza Craft, Apothecary. So there's a lot of great places. Maybe we'll pop up in one of those next. But I wanna talk. Can I keep it real for a second and talk to you about what happened this morning?
Yes.
So of course, it's always on the mornings where I have a really busy, crazy day. That shit hits the fan. Literally. Well, in this case, shit hit the Jeep. I drive a Jeep. And so I started potty training my daughter earlier this week, again, because the first time was a fail. And now this week we had no choice because she had like major diaper rash, where it was like one of those stay home and be naked situations. So I'm like, first 2 days go great. She's so proud of herself. She's a big girl. She's on the potty. And this morning on the way to school, on Ives Dairy Road, of course, when I'm in bumper-to-bumper traffic, I'm like, do I smell something? Keep in mind, she's in her brand new...
If you have to ask that question in the car, it's never going to end well. It's not a good situation.
Keep in mind, she's in her brand new Moana panties, which for her, it might as well have been like me getting a Chanel bag, like fresh out the box. So I'm like, Bella, you making a poo-poo? No, Mommy, I only poop in the potty. And then I smell a little more. I'm like, Bella, we don't poop in our panties. Nope, I'm a big girl. I only poop in the potty, so I'm dying. The stench is awful. I'm like, this
She wasn't owning
little
it.
kid is manipulating me. We get
They
to
learn
school.
very early, don't they?
I literally take her out of the car seat like this, and it was
Covered.
just, I mean, a shit show.
Shit happens.
Shit happens.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
So what did you do? How'd you recover from
Shit
it?
or get off the pot. I didn't recover from it. I'm still reeling. I picked up my good friend Danielle on her way here. I was like, she's got a sensitive sense of smell, and I was like, I'm really sorry for you, Danielle, but we're driving a literal shit box to the podcast today.
Do you remember, similar to that story, when I was 9 months pregnant and my dog shit in my entire car and then puked everywhere and it was everywhere?
It's a real shitty way to
Yeah.
start the podcast.
Yeah, it's
pun
never
intended.
fun. Never
Pun
fun.
intended.
But listen, we are moms, and so moms, I feel like, deal with a lot of shit figuratively and literally, right?
That's so true.
We have our hands full on a regular basis, whether it's potty training or picky eating, which we're going to talk about also.
Or just a bunch of snacks because we've had a rough day, and girl, give me the snacks.
Right. I when I hear the word snack, sometimes I have like a twitch because my kid always wants snacks.
Right.
Your kid always wants snacks.
Bella's
but never hungry for food.
Bella's
never hungry for food.
her life on snacks.
Right.
And what she calls spicy water. My child
Which is
has
what?
a thing for Perrier.
And it's spicy water.
Spicy because of the bubbles. What can I say? I've created a monster.
So I'm here to tell you. I'm here to tell you because I am now doing this a second time. I have a baby. I have an 8-year-old, and I have
Golf claps.
an 8-month-old.
Golf claps for her
And
baby.
they're from 2 different dads because I'm like a rapper.
Oh, wait.
Hold
up.
the show. Hold the show.
I just saw my friend Danielle go, thinking like it was her.
Sweet potato fries that come with the garlic
All
aioli.
right, sweet potato fries in the house.
Kale and quinoa salad with the grilled
Just bring
chicken.
it on in here. She wanted to share my salad. I said no.
Talking about. No, you're not. I'm not sharing your salad. I'm gonna eat my burger that has a fried egg on it and Gruyere and all kinds of deliciousness and tater tots because.
And like we said, moms that are trying to fit into their skinny jeans, the salads here are better than.
I don't even care.
You wouldn't
anymore.
think to come into a burger place and order a salad, but I would.
It looks delicious.
I would. I've gone to Five Guys and just eaten the lettuce and the tomato because I'm.
Well, sometimes you need a little bit of like green and goodness in your life, and you don't want to do what I'm about to do.
I don't want to do that.
But everything is in moderation, and it's all about balance. And I am going to enjoy every bite of this. And you're not going to make me feel bad about it.
I'm not
It's just,
making you
I
feel bad about
I'm
it.
good. I'm good with my. I'm comfortable with my
All right,
decision.
all right.
So
We have some friends here today, and I'm really excited that they came. One of them is a good friend, also pregnant with her second child, like you just were.
Okay.
One of them is my BFF, but also her little one is my little one's BFF, except her little one didn't shit in the car this morning.
So this is what I'm going to tell you. What I was going to say about doing it a second time. I made every mistake
Oh my
in the book
God.
with my first child. Every mistake with sleeping, with eating. I was like, oh, this jar says 6 months. She can't eat that. And if she's 5 months and X amount of days, I was very, very by the book. With this child, who is 8 months old, I'm feeding her pot roast. I'm feeding her. We fed her French fries and beautiful cheese. Like
We did.
So I'm very curious if that lends itself to having a picky eater versus not having a picky eater, or if it just happens. And so we're going to see. It's like a little experiment I'm doing now. If she's any different than my first, because my first basically survives on air. If any of this was put in front of her, she might ask for French fries instead and eat like 3 of them.
Same.
Because she just could survive literally on no food whatsoever.
Same.
And if she wasn't my clone physically, I would like have her tested, her DNA tested, because I live to eat, and I don't understand how anyone could not be into food.
But I think I was never a picky eater growing up. I mean, I just ate. Like, I didn't have an issue. But my daughter started out, and this is hard because I have a 2.5-year-old, and I took her to the pediatrician the other day, and the pediatrician was like, yeah, she doesn't have a problem. She's 2. Right. They're not going to eat with. But my daughter was eating sauteed spinach and mushrooms and scrambled eggs and salmon at like every meal until she was 2 years old.
That's what happens. They like develop
Now-
personalities. They think they're in charge.
We eat 4 things. Yogurt, only if it has a Spider-Man figure on the front, which now they've discontinued, so I'm screwed, because she doesn't want the one with any other character. Goldfish, but not the Annie's goldfish, because she's too
No, the
smart for
regular
that now.
ones.
Now
She
she
doesn't want
wants
the
the bad
organic
ones.
stuff. Right.
She likes mac and cheese. Only the Annie's. Won't eat any other mac and cheese unless it's Whole Foods from time to time. And what is her other thing?
Chicken fingers, quesadillas.
Oh, French fries. French fries. She ate an entire basket of Yard House French fries the other day. I was mortified.
Why?
Because I'm with my boyfriend and his 11-year-old daughter who eats like a normal person now.
But she's 11. Like, that's a big age gap in terms
Well, my
of time to,
2.5-year-old
like,
crushed a basket of French fries, probably this big.
Good for
Slept like
Bella.
a baby that night.
Good
That
for
was like
Bella.
a good French fry coma.
I'm gonna have one later today.
But you know, it's the struggle is real because like I was so proud of myself. I made such an amazing dinner last night. I cooked really healthy. You know, they say to involve your kids in the cooking process because that makes it easier and maybe they'll be interested in the food. She had one bite of like a hidden veggie tater tot, one bite of a fish stick, and called it a night. So I don't know.
Listen, they survive, they grow, it's fine, they'll grow out of it. But it is very, very, very frustrating. And my patience dwindles. Like, do you lose your shit during mealtime sometimes?
No.
When you I can keep it together for like a limited amount of time, and then I reach my limit where if I hear one more time that she doesn't want something, but she wants goldfish, or she wants Doritos, or she wants potato chips, she's clearly hungry, but she's being stubborn, I start to like feel my body get tense, and I get crazy because it makes me nuts.
So I'm going through like the divorce process, and that's always at the, like, you're done with your process, but that's always, your behavior in front of your child is always at the forefront of your head, because it's like, and I mean, I understand how the process works, and no disrespect to my ex, but if Bella were to go and be like, Daddy, Mommy always yells at me when I eat, like, that doesn't sound good.
Right.
So what I do, and what scares the shit out of my kid the most, is I just don't say anything.
Yeah.
She'll throw a fit, or she'll throw all her food on the floor. That's like a standard daily thing. I walk over, I look at her like this,
And then she
and I
gets
pick
nervous.
it all up.
Yeah.
I don't say anything. She looks at me like, Mommy, are you happy? Mommy, I love you.
So I have a similar tactic with room cleaning, because I have a child who I am so type A, and I like everything in its place, and I have a husband who's a piler and like puts stuff everywhere, and I have a kid who literally lives, it looks like a dorm room, and it makes my like blood pressure spike because I can't stand living in a mess like that.
Girl, you gotta chill.
No, I'm chill with other stuff. My house being clean, I am not chill with. I will own it. I want my house to be clean. So I take a similar tactic with Ava.
I eat my salad with
I
my
walk in with a garbage bag quietly. I don't even say anything. I walk in with a garbage bag and head towards like whatever mess of the day is, dolls, and I start to pretend I'm gonna pick stuff up, and that's when she snaps attack. She's like, no, yeah.
Well, you know
It's
what
like
I did,
mafia
Bella?
style a little bit.
Right, you gotta like get them nervous. You gotta like wake them up. I'll say, you know, oh, Bella, you're done with the iPad, aren't you? If it's like she's making a mess and she's, you know, she'll be like watching her little videos and throwing her goldfish across the room. I'll say, oh, look how funny, Bella's done with her iPad, and I go to take it away, and she's like, I'm sorry, and she'll, you know.
Sometimes that is such a good tactic, but let's be real for a second.
When did we have to become such tricky, like shady?
We don't. But I also want to be very clear, because I think it's important.
Can you hear us out there?
I hope you can. If you can't hear us, comment. My mom is there. My mom is watching with Sienna. I think it's a very important message to send to moms in general, that it is okay to lose your shit every once in a while. Like, you don't have to pretend to be that buttoned-up mom who's standing in Target while your kid's throwing a tantrum, and you're like, because you're pretending like everything's okay, and then you get to the car and you lose it. We all lose our shit. We all do, and it's okay, and we should own it, and we shouldn't like shame people for losing their patience or whatever, because we deal with a lot on a daily basis. Even on a good day where there's nothing eventful happening, we deal with a lot.
Right. Well, yeah. And today, you know, you wake up and you kind of just know in the morning when it's going to be one of those days, whether your kid shits all over the car, or you forgot that you had to pick up flyers for an event later on, or, you know, all the things that went wrong today. But I'm still here with a smile on my face. I just freak out silently. Like, you know, my blood pressure will go up, and I'm just like I try to be more Mary Poppins than you, but it just doesn't.
But I did that for such a long time, and I feel like it's not authentic to me, because I'm not Mary Poppins. Like, I have my good moments where I completely have it together, and I have the patience of a saint, and then I have my moments where I have cried real tears. Like, if my older daughter has frustrated me, I have sometimes cried real tears, and that's when she'll look at me and be like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And I'm not doing it to like hurt her and make her scared, but sometimes it's just a genuine reaction, because I am like this close to like a Britney Spears head shaving situation where I'm just gonna lose it, and she needs to know that like I've reached my limit.
For some reason, that's how I feel on Sunday nights. Like,
You have like the Monday morning blues.
No, it's more that like Sundays, you know, I pick up my daughter from her dad's usually around noon on Sundays, and then like we have this really fun afternoon, but typically she's going to skip her nap on a Sunday, right? Because it's the weekend and we're running around and we're doing things, and by Sunday nights she's just so like she's done with me and the weekend, and she's done with being at home, and she needs activity, and I need activity, and it's like Sunday nights, I long for Monday morning the same way people avoid it. Like, I love Monday morning. Excuse me, can I have a fork, please?
Yes.
Thank you. I am sorry, I didn't want to eat my salad with my hand. It's not a good look.
It's very polite of you. I need stuff for my
Leading
burger.
by example for the youth in our lives, you know? That's another thing. My daughter eats standing up and with her hands. She holds the fork or the spoon in one
Do
hand.
you eat standing up? Oh, I eat standing up all the time.
No, it's not healthy to eat standing up.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta
It's
do.
not
I
good.
can't help it. Sometimes it happens. There are many times I eat more meals standing up, holding a baby, or
you have a
finishing
baby,
a work
it's
call or
different.
doing something like that than sitting at a table. When we would come
I don't
in,
know about-
Lauren says I throw out toys every day. Sometimes I throw items as far as I can out the front door. Once I let rainbow hoops fly out of the window until I got an apology. I've been there. But you know what? Like, that's what I saw Jerry Seinfeld live many years ago, and he talked about this whole mafia approach with his children, where like he'll walk in and be like, "You're awfully attached to that teddy bear," and then the kid like looks at him with the big eyes and he's like, "How would you feel if that teddy bear disappeared?" And it was like a whole funny bit, but it's so true, because when you start taking away things that they don't think you're going to take away, that's when they spring into action, and it's a little bit manipulative, and it's a little bit, you know, but sometimes it's the only way to get through them for them to change their behavior.
Thank you. I kind of, so I used to make fun of my mom, right? Because basically what happens is you grow up and you're like, oh, my mom is the worst, and I would never parent like my mom did, and my mom made all these mistakes with me. Well, guess what?
You're doing everything
I'm my
she
mom.
did.
So my mom's tactic with me was to tell me these ridiculous stories like, Michelle, did I ever tell you about the little girl who went too close to the top of the stairs and she fell down and broke all her teeth? And so then
She
I
would say that to you
yes,
to scare you.
to scare me. And I grew up making fun of her like, I mean, no wonder why I have anxiety, Ma.
But I
Now,
think
what do you think I do? Bella.
You do the same thing.
Did I ever tell you about the girl who tries to put herself in the refrigerator when her mommy's cooking dinner? Because Bella, of course, tries to crawl into the produce drawer while I'm cooking dinner. Yeah, and then I make up some horrible horror story.
We all listen.
It's not a good way to be though, because I'm probably feeding into this anxiety. Like, there's something's going to go wrong at every turn.
If any of us
take a
went
massive
to
bite now.
therapists, which we all have, and we talk to therapists and say all these things that have happened in our childhood and how we're doing them, it's the circle of life. It's supposed to be like that. You are supposed to be a little bit more. You are. I think it's hard to not fall into that pattern.
Well, it's working, because now Bella, who's a fly? Bella is scared to crawl into the produce drawer, which is good. She's scared
So
of the...
she crawls into the produce drawer in your refrigerator?
She's learned how to open the fridge, and, you know, stupid me, I don't just go get a fridge lock because I don't want to deal with it. So I'm like, where's Bella? Oh, the lettuce is on the floor, and she's trying to make her way in. So I tell her stories, but it's funny because, like, you don't understand your own mom until you become a mom, you know? And I just wonder what my kid's going to grow up to say about me, but those stories...
We have to do a lunch with our moms one day.
Our moms are so different.
But it would be awesome, you don't think?
Yeah, I mean, Arlene for sure needs to come on. I love my mom, but...
So Corey Levin, who's our friend, is here. He's over there. I'm going to call him over in a second because I want to get his dad's advice on like all the picky eating, all that stuff, because I think it's very different, mom versus dad, with their tactics versus ours. And I kind of know the kind of parent he is because we're friends outside of this, and I'm curious what he would say. But Corey wants to know what kind of burger I got. He's gently, possibly aggressively reminding me to give a plug to the kind of burger that I got so everyone knows.
Oh, right.
So it's a farmhouse burger, and it is incredible. It has a burger, onions, Gruyere, and a fried egg, which I am like a sucker for the fried egg on a burger. Are you or no?
No.
You don't have to say it with such disgust.
I'm a sucker for kale and quinoa, let's be
Okay, well,
honest.
I'm not. I'm enjoying my burger. Corey, when you are done taking a bite of your burger, you should come over here and join us for a second. Okay. So what else, besides picky eating, potty training, all those things that we deal with as moms? So wait, let me ask you a question. Let me take a step back. With the stuff, with the potty training and the picky eating, do you feel like you handle it similar with Bella the way your mom would?
I don't remember. My mom swears, and I don't know if this is true, she swears I was potty trained at 18 months old. Like, swears.
I think every mother remembers things way earlier than they happen. Like, my mom will say it to me, she's like, your brother walked at 9 months old. I'm like, okay.
Right, so I don't know how, but I'm not as tough with Bella as I should be, I'll be honest. My daughter's very strong-willed, very smart.
I wonder where she got that.
Right, but I'm scared of her, the same way I'm scared of myself, you know what I'm saying? So we kind of have this thing going on where my mom would be like, you need to be tougher with her, you need to be tougher with her, as I'm literally laying in my daughter's crib with her at night trying to put her to sleep. My mom's like, get out of the freaking crib, like, what is wrong with you? So I think my mom is probably tougher on me than I am on Bella, but you know what?
Were you scared of your mom?
Yeah, I still am.
See, I was never scared of my mom, ever. I was never scared of either of my parents. I am petrified of my mom. Really? Yeah. I am. Because she's very smart, and she's very manipulative, and like...
Mine too, though.
But I think little girls, that happens, but like, she's so much smarter than I am, and when she says certain things to me, the tone she uses, which is 100% me, by the way, it's my voice coming out of her body, I am scared.
But do you think it's because of, like, you're divorced and she's going to go, talk shit about you to...
No, not even a little bit, because I was scared of her when she was a toddler, and I wasn't divorced then.
I'm learning to be less scared, I think, because I'm at the point where, like, all right, you can't run, you're not the boss of me, Bella, but it was like that for a while, and so I'm starting to realize that I can put my foot down and she can cry about it and still be okay. This was, I know you guys are probably laughing, but this was a really tough lesson for me to learn. Like, I have friends who cutthroat, like, sorry kid, and they'll leave them crying in their rooms, and I'm like, I can't let Bella cry it out. I just can't.
I don't do that. But what I started saying to Ava all the time, if she does something that pisses me off, or she gets in trouble, or she goes to her room, or whatever it is, I make a point to say to her, because I know their little minds are so fragile and their hearts are fragile, I say, listen, I'm not happy with you right now, I'm not happy with what you did, but no matter what you say or do, I'm never going to stop loving you. I love you forever and ever for the rest of your life, no matter what your behavior is like. It doesn't change it. And I do feel like it kind of like takes the eases her mind a little bit, and then she can focus on, okay, how did I screw up and how do I fix it? The biggest thing I have a problem with is she doesn't openly apologize. She won't be like, I'm sorry. I have to be like, are you going to say sorry? And then she's like, sorry. I'm like, did you really mean it? Or are you just saying that? And it's like, I go, and I'm like, have to remember, she's 8, she's not 18. And I try and like reason with her. And I think we all do that as mothers too, of little girls. We treat them sometimes older than they are in terms of the conversation. At least I do. I've never been that mom who uses like secret words for anatomy. And like, we're very real at my house. Like, we don't.
She keeps it real.
So. I'm not that.
I'm gonna keep it real. These fries are fucking fantastic.
Oh, I can't. If I was not on camera, I'd be literally dislodging my jaw to shove the entire burger in my mouth.
I was accused recently of treating her older than she is, but I'm sorry. Like, I'm a single mom. I'm doing this on my own. Like, you need to get it sooner rather than later.
If you weren't a single mom, you would treat her any differently? Honestly,
no. But I think because I'm on my own, I'm just more inclined to do things my way as opposed to being like, well, what does Daddy think? Because we're in 2 separate homes. It's not so easy to do that, and so Bella lives my life with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I have a nail appointment, if I'm running to the doctor, like, she lives her life with me. She's a part of everything that I do, and she's smart. A lot like your daughter in the sense that she doesn't like to apologize, but neither do I. That's a problem I have. I'm working on it. She is strong. She's strong-willed. She's manipulative AF. Like, she knows when I'm getting upset, she'll start to cry and just be like, Mommy, I really want to be your friend. And I'm like, oh, wow. But she's working me.
But here's my whole take on that. I think there's a very fine line between a kid being like disrespectful and bratty and having moxie. It's a very fine line.
I like the word moxie. She uses the word moxie so funny.
It's a good word. I think it's a good word. I think it's like sums up perfectly because you're not calling someone precocious. You're not calling someone. There's so many negative connotations when you talk about a kid being like outgoing and gregarious and like having that personality. And I think moxie is like a cute, fun, positive word.
So if you can say moxie, I can say leisure.
No, because I'm not.
I can say leisure.
No, you're pronouncing it like you live in the UK.
I don't live in the UK, but once in a while I like to sound classy, and I think leisure sounds nicer than
moratorium on leisure.
Leisure, like tracksuit. Well, because She uses the word moxie.
I love the word moxie. I think it's a good word, and
I feel like my grandma used that to describe my performance in my dance recital in second grade.
No, I like it. But here's my point. So you can stop shitting on my word choice, but here's my point. I think it is so important for us to raise little girls with moxie, or whatever you want to call it.
The ability to say leisure. Shut up. I'm podcasting.
Oh, it's National Beer Drinking Day. That's what.
Oh yeah, go carry on.
But I do think it's important that we instill our little girls with that, level of like comfort in themselves and confidence, because this is like a crazy world we live in. It's crazy competitive when it comes to school, even elementary school. Like there's so much competition. Then you get to college and the job market and all that stuff. And I know it seems so early, but I want my girls to be like badass. Don't care what people think, and that is a hard. I don't think I felt like that.
I didn't feel like that until like last year.
I didn't feel like that until like 5 minutes ago. Like
right.
and I'm 40. Like I feel like I always had confidence in myself, but it was
40,
easy.
Right?
It was easy to be shaken, and that's the hardest thing. Is that I don't think it's difficult to have the confidence, but it's very easy for someone to knock you down if you let them, and that's my fear for raising little girls. I don't want them to ever be knocked down by anyone.
Well, that comes from being a sensitive woman. You don't want your child to ever feel hurt.
Right.
But I have to tell you, I want her to be a strong ass bitch because I wasn't. But I also want her to be kind. And so I wasn't a strong kid, but I was a kind one, and that led me to being a kind person. So I go back and forth, and maybe you guys can discuss amongst yourselves, but like, would you rather have a kind kid or one that takes no shit and gives it right back? I don't know. Is there a mix of both? I don't know. My hopes would be that she's a little bit of the both.
Yeah, and you have to teach them. It's interesting now because my daughter, who's older than Bella, is now, the girls are starting to have attitudes. They're starting to have that like bitchy
so you're
attitude.
Trying to say mine
out.
doesn't? Mine has one.
No, but she's still little where like it hasn't come into full force yet. Just wait because you'll see what I'm talking about. But the thing that always concerns me is that I think it's very important to teach our kids how to stand up for themselves and also be kind, and it's hard to do both sometimes.
Hard to do both. That's my point.
So when I have to choose between those two lessons, I always say to her, the most important thing is to be kind. Always. You should never not be kind to somebody because it's such an important quality. However, if someone's walking all over you, physically doing anything to you, mentally doing anything to you, you stand up for yourself and you put them in your place. And it doesn't mean you have to be mean, but you can be stern and you can stand your ground. That's a very hard lesson to teach little kids.
I have a feeling my daughter won't have a problem with standing her ground. Like, she's a no back down kind of girl. Like, she will spite herself just to win. Like, she's doesn't back down the same way I do, but I just don't want her to be a mean girl. Mean girls are not nice.
No, mean girls are the worst.
Mean girls are the worst.
Mean girls are the worst. And listen,
again, I'm going to plug the salad, though. The salad is not the worst.
Wait, and I have news for you. Not only are mean girls the worst, but you think that mean girls go away, like when you get out of high school or college. And I have met so many mean moms, so many, that I can't even believe that at that age when you're growing with children that you still have a need to be a mean mom. And the thing that is so concerning is they're going to raise mean girls.
But you know these mean moms, you know why they're mean? Hubbies ain't coming home at night. They're not getting their text back. They're not getting any. They're having issues. And those are the people I actually feel bad for. Like, I don't know. I live in an area of really, I see a lot of jealousy. I see a lot of shit talking. And a lot of clickiness, and maybe I'm clicky too because I do have my own group of friends that I rely on and love so dearly. And Dr. Eileen Cohen just walked in. She's publishing her book, and I'm a huge fan. I'm a geek. I'm a nerd, and I love her. But we'll talk about her later. And you got really tan, Eileen. You look really good. Yeah, really good. It doesn't matter what you look like. You're wonderful anyway. So what was I saying? So I just find that I've had to take the approach of like, a lot of people are talking shit about me right now, you know why. And so when that screenshot comes back to me, it's like, instead of getting upset, it's kind of just like rolling my eyes, shrugging my shoulders, and feeling bad for the fact that some people have no lives. And
well, that's the thing. Is
we really have to teach the lessons to our daughters that those who try to bring you down do feel really ugly inside.
Well, did you notice too, and I don't know if we talked about this on air, I know we talked about it offline a little bit, but did you notice, because I did when I was going through my divorce, people who you never would have thought, like where they have the white picket fence, they have 2 Benzes in the driveway, they have
I know you're going to ask me, and I love this topic.
I started to get Facebook messages and texts from people, not strangers, but people I was just Facebook friends with. I really didn't have social relationships.
Everybody wants to
saying,
know.
not even the gossip, because that's a separate issue. Saying, how did you know? Like, or are you okay? Or did you feel like you made the right decision? And like feeling out the process, because clearly they were so unhappy and they couldn't turn to their own group of close friends because they couldn't let the facade down. But they felt safer coming to someone they didn't know, who knew they knew was going through it, to look for some kind of like guidance or answer, which you can't give, because in your heart you have to do. Nobody can tell you when it's time to end a relationship or to be in a relationship. That is all on you. But I did notice that people who I thought were so secure in their lives and so happy and had it all together were the ones who came to me first, asking for advice or asking, you know, what the process was like. And I always found that really interesting, because we weren't friendly like that, and I would never go to a stranger and be so vulnerable like that. That's what my girlfriends are for. So I always found it really, really.
And I had two in the first week that, you know, everybody found out about my separation. I was still very sad and kind of just like dragging my feet around town. And two good friends of mine that had recently really kind of backed away. And I take everything personally. I'm a sensitive person, but like, I'm like, God, these people, I don't even hear from these friends anymore. Like, what the fuck is going on? The two of them both reached out the same week that they found out. One of them met me for coffee and was like, I'm so jealous that you made the decision to do this. How did you know when it was time? And I'm like, this is not a decision you should be jealous of.
Right.
And the other person invited me for drinks and was like, I'm sorry I've been so distant. Things on my end are really bad at home too. And I'm ready to walk away and just needed like the guidance. It's almost like we were the pioneers. And
they need to know that you're okay on the other side. And I say the same thing that I said to you.
Never okay on the other side.
It's not, you know, you're never going to stop going through emotions and things that happen, because it changes your life forever and it affects your children forever. And all you can do is be strong and confident, like honest and things like that. But it's really interesting the conversations you have with people that probably never would have happened in a social situation if there wasn't a negative thing in your life that they felt like they needed validation for themselves.
Right.
But I did notice that when I moved down here, the preschool that I went to with Ava, I have never in my life seen such mean women. And it took me a while, because I'm not mean. I will talk to anyone. I will have a conversation with anyone.
She'll cut you though if she needs to.
No, if you mess with my kid, I will cut you. I will. Like, I will not.
Where she gets that from?
Well, speaking
Arlene
of, my mom just said my mom is going to be 95. My grandma is going to be 95 next month, and has lived every day being kind, and that is because she is smart enough to also have moxie. Maybe I got the word moxie from my mom.
Arlene, if it comes from you, I love it. Do you want to just side note tell the story you told me about Arlene and your camp counselor?
Oh, this is
This is great.
We're talking about being mama bears and being, you know, protective of our kids.
And for those of you, there's a lot of people just joining us. Sorry, we are at Rok Brgr in downtown Fort Lauderdale, where they don't just have the best burgers, they literally have the greatest salads ever. For those of you trying to like keep it real.
I would show you my burger, but I've already polished off half of it, so it's not pretty right now. But it's absolutely
And
delicious.
sweet potato fries are healthy.
And 20% off if you come join us while we're here for lunch. 20% off your bill, and it's National Beer Drinking Day.
We are like the gift that keeps on giving.
We are. So when I was 7 or 8, I was at camp at a local day camp, and you know, as much, I'm going to say it again just to piss you off, as much moxie as I have now, I was pretty quiet as a kid. I wasn't like this outgoing. I performed on a stage, never met a stage I didn't like when it came to dancing, performing, but in social circles I was much more quiet. I went to camp. There was a counselor who was so mean to me, made me cry every day. Every day I came home in tears. I was so sad and so upset.
I couldn't imagine anyone being mean to her. I'm scared of her.
When I think about it now, though, like, if Ava or Sienna came home and told me someone was being mean, I'd literally take my earrings off and be heading for the door. So I can only imagine how my mom felt. So, cut to about 10, 11 years later, when I'm 18 years old and we're at a family friend's bar mitzvah. And the server walks by and I go, oh my God, Mom, that's the counselor from when I was 8. This is a decade later. My mom, without skipping a beat, goes like this to her, and I'm like, oh God, oh God, oh God. And she comes over and she goes, I want to tell you something. My daughter was 8 and went to camp. You were so mean to her. She came home crying every day. It was awful. You ruined her entire summer. And the girl was like flabbergasted because it is a decade later. Like, who's still even bringing that up?
That's why Arlene
but my
is my
mom
favorite.
is so protective and such a mom bear. And the girl looked at her and was like, I'll be totally honest with you. I was stoned out of my mind every day when I came to watch the kids at camp, and I don't even know what I was doing. And my mom still didn't excuse it. She was just like, you know, like, all right, keep moving. But she still, 10 years later, was standing up for me because of how she remembered that I felt at 8 years old, being so vulnerable and so upset. And listen, she would do it to this day. If she saw that girl again today, she'd probably remind her again. Nothing gets past my mother in terms of holding grudges against people who have wronged her children, ever.
And I feel like, as funny, I can't say I would hold a grudge for 10 years, but I'm so sensitive when it comes to my kid that if, like, I don't know, I feel like I'm going to be that way. And maybe, I don't know, maybe it's not the best.
My mom goes, tell her name. No, I'm not telling her name.
No, we're not going there. We're not. No. Arlene's really a shit starter. Like this, we love you, Arlene. I'll catch you at Moe's later on. I owe you a rugula for this story because I love it. What was I going to say? I'm very sensitive, and I just, hope that I can eventually learn to let my daughter, like, I think it's important. You got to let your kids get hurt. You got to let your kids fight their own battles, and you got to let your kids sort of learn the hard way that life is not a cakewalk and life isn't easy. I knew that from a very young age. Of course, I don't want my daughter to know in the same ways I had to find out, but sorry, like, it's not pretty out there.
It's not. And I say that every time she comes home from school and she's like, so-and-so was mean to me, or this person was mean to me. And I say to her, listen, you can't be a tattletale. Like, you can't every time someone does something run up to the teacher and be a tattletale. You have to handle it yourself, and you also have to realize that there's something going on with these people behind the scenes and they're being mean to you. It's not about you. It's something in them that's making them take it out on you. And so be kind, but like draw the line and say, no, I'm not going to play with you.
Or you're just in kindergarten like I was and didn't speak any English and everyone just made fun of you.
I want to bring this up for a second because I meant to say it to you yesterday. When we were at New York Grilled Cheese yesterday for the Puerto Rico fundraiser, and you all of a sudden, I don't remember what you said, but you said something in your native tongue.
I do this.
It was one of the best.
My native tongue.
Yeah.
Like that? Like.
No, but you know what I'm talking
Elise
about.
Diamond, who joined at some point, I don't know if she's still watching, always got the biggest kick out of my Spanish. She's my best friend since I'm yay high. She used to die, because Spanish was my first language, so when kids are mean to you, it's because they feel bad inside, unless you're a non-English speaker in kindergarten and they just want to be mean to you because they're assholes.
And God forbid you have a mother like mine who right now just commented, don't let the bitch ever forget, name her.
Arlene Westfall is out for blood. You better keep the streets clear in Aventura.
No, you don't mess
you don't mess with her daughter in camp.
And let me be very clear. My mom is
We told that story.
My mom is not a pushover. Like, if I do something wrong or my brother does something wrong, she will call us out on it, but privately. She will have our backs to the public and, like, fight for us fiercely, and then behind the scenes be like, that was not good what you did.
You know what's cool about my mom? My mom has always been my hardest. She's like a tough love, like, so if I ever had an issue with a friend, she'd be like, well, you sure it wasn't your fault? Because it can't always be the other person's fault all the time. So when I was splitting up from my husband, I'm like, oh my God, my mom's gonna be like, this is
What'd you do?
Yeah, what'd you do? Maybe she's gonna be mad at me. Maybe she wasn't gonna have my back. She so fiercely took my, obviously she had been through a divorce too and knew what it was like and that it was about to be like the roughest ride I had ever signed myself up for. But she literally looked at me like, and my mom's not a strong, like, scary person. She's a little beautiful creature. She looked at me in my eyes and she was like, I take care of you now. You don't worry about anything. And I was like, okay. And it was like so nice. There is nothing like the support that a daughter can feel from her mom.
The mother-daughter relationship, if you have a good relationship, and I recognize that sometimes with any parents and mothers, fathers, it's not always, the case. But I feel very fortunate because my mother has always been my biggest cheerleader, my biggest supporter, and the one who tells me like it is when things are not okay. But you need that. And I just had this conversation on the way here with a girlfriend, I can't surround myself with people who don't tell me how it is. Like, I don't want to be told, oh, those jeans look so great on you, and I have like a muffin top hanging out the top. I don't want that. I want you to be like, no, those are awful, take them off. You're not going to hurt my feelings. And that's how my mother was growing up my entire life. There was never any sugarcoating anything. There was never any, don't worry, it's going to be okay, if it really wasn't. She was very real and honest with me, and I think that carries over into my relationship with my girls, because I will be the same exact way. And I'm like that with my friends. I'm like that with you.
Yeah. Yeah, you really are. Like, she'll take a picture of me, or like we'll take a picture together, and she'll look at it and she'll be like, you look like shit here. Like, you're not gonna like. But that's. I would
never feel right about being like fake and being like, yeah, looking at myself and being like, yeah, you look great. Like, you know, like when you put screenshots of me with my mouth agape.
I don't do that anymore
because we're not on the radio anymore. But you used to do it all the time, remember?
Right. But I don't do it now because you did it to me once, and I didn't like the way I.
Because payback's a bitch, right?
Right. Yeah. This was.
Sometimes you have to teach by example.
With parenting, with friends, with podcast co-hosts. You know what people have been asking me a lot recently, and I think we need to clear it up. A lot of people want to know why we're no longer on the radio.
Because we couldn't, it was too censored. Well, a number of reasons. It was way too censored. Like, if we want to say shit, or ask, or whatever, you can't. And we want to be us without, like, feeling like we have that tape around our mouths. That was probably one reason. But the other reason...
I didn't want to drive to Boca and rush hour.
So that was, the other reason is, for a half-an-hour show on the radio, the amount of logistical support it took for both of us. She had to come from Aventura. I had to have someone come watch the baby because my husband wouldn't be home from work. And it was a lot of work to be on the air, where most people weren't even listening to us on the air. They were watching us on Facebook anyway, so it didn't even make sense for our audiences to have that format with that particular station. I think maybe
saves me some gas money.
I mean, Sirius, if you're, Sirius Radio, if you're interested in us, like, we will make the logistical sacrifices to be on a station like that. But I think for our viewers and our audiences, it didn't make sense for us. They wanted to see the real, uncensored, pure, unadulterated momming so hard that we do. Instead of always, we talked about business
how would I
a lot.
have, think about it, for those of you who don't understand why we left radio, how would I have told you this story about my daughter shitting all over the car this morning?
You wouldn't.
Using the word poop would not have had the same effect.
Right. And it seems so little when it seems like very trivial when you say it, but I do think that in what we do, as writers, as bloggers, as podcasters, you're only as good as authentic. You have to be authentic. What do you like?
Your mom's comments.
I know. She's amazing. My mom is amazing.
All right, speaking of amazing things, so we just celebrated the Jewish New Year. Shana Tova to all of our Jewish watchers and listeners. Now this weekend is like the worst. I don't, well, hold on. What was I going to say? Okay, so Yom Kippur is like when it's like confessions for the Catholics. We don't have a confessional where we can go and be like, I called that girl a bitch.
Right, we atone for our sins all in one day.
All in one day. So I want to know what kind of sins you're atoning for.
I don't know, I feel like I've been really good. I feel like the one thing I really need to be better about is I am so tired and so exhausted and so mentally and physically tapped that I definitely take it out on my husband. Like, I definitely do. I know that I do, and I need to get better about it because he's like, he has the patience of a saint with me. He's so good. Like, when my crazy...
that patience runs out?
No, and he's so good. When my crazy comes out, most of the time he laughs at me or he hands me a glass of wine or he, like, spins me around and pushes me in the other direction to, like, go away. But he's so good, but I need to be better. And not just with him, with my daughter too. Like, we were talking before about, like, her room being a mess. I need to let go of those things and, like, stop being such a hard ass about stuff that doesn't matter. But it's very hard because I am, like, I'm very type A. Very. And so it's hard for me to be like, yeah, I'll just let her room look like a frat house. Because I'm not okay with it. I walked in there this morning and I had to walk right out. And it's not crazy, like, dirty messy, but there's just, like, stacks of stuff everywhere and I can't take it. And if my husband puts one more pile anywhere in my house...
she's going to be a less bitchy person to her husband in 57, 78, or 2017, 2018. I don't know if I have any sense to remember.
Listen, we're not going to play that bullshit, okay? You just, like, put me on the block to have me come up with something and I did, and you're going to come up with something now.
I lie to my daughter that the ice cream store is closed. I do that all the time.
That's not it. I do that all the time. Fair ice cream. I tell her Target's closed. Big stores closed. It's Sunday at noon.
I'll tell you that I'm very passive aggressive. because I avoid confrontation like the plague. So I'm like, you know what? Instead of confronting this issue, let me just say something passive aggressive and maybe the person will understand. So then when there are people that haven't heard from me in 3 months and they're like, where'd you go? What did I do? Instead of me being like, you know, an honest grown-up, I act like a 12-year-old and I'm just like, sorry, I've been really busy. So I do that, and I know that's something I need to not do because it's not nice. And if someone treated me like that, I'd be really upset. But yeah, I don't know.
So we said it out. We both said it out loud, which means it has to happen.
And what if it doesn't?
My mom has another gem. Hold on. Don't only pray on that day. Say your prayers every day. Always tell my kids to pray every day. She does. And we're not religious at all, but we all do the same thing. We have like a little list of affirmations and prayers and things that we say I say them every morning, every night. Every morning, every night, I say the same set of things that I hope for and that people I'm looking out for and all that kind of stuff. I do. I think it's important to not just one day out of the year be like, hey, hey God.
So you pray to God every day?
Every day. Not like on my knees with my hands. It's not like that kind of thing, but I'm like, I'll be like, okay, please, protect my girls, keep them happy, healthy, and safe. Like I say my same little spiel every day.
So you believe in God?
I do. I believe in some form of God. Sometimes when really bad things happen, I'm like, there cannot be a God. There can't be a God when these horrible things happen, but I do. I believe in God.
But then when you meet the love of your life in a lobby somewhere, oh, maybe he's there.
Right. You don't believe in God?
Not something I really like to discuss. I believe in science.
I believe in science. I don't believe in flighty, things just happen for reasons and they happen. I believe there's
I'm not Catholic, but do I believe Jesus is coming back to save people? No, I don't think he's doing that.
Right.
But crucify me for that. I don't know.
You're gonna get hate mail now.
Am I?
Yeah.
I don't
People
think
get very touchy about religion.
They say that. What do they say about Israel? That the Messiah's coming. I don't know. Where is he coming from? And why is he not here for Puerto Rico? I don't know. Puerto Rico's in distress. Where's Jesus and Moses now, huh?
See, that's when I start to question God. That's when I start to question when really bad things like that happen. But we're getting very deep right now. We don't need to go very deep. My mom again. Oh, of course. Oh, she said, of course not. You're Jewish. That's why you don't.
Why?
It's
not. But it's Moses too. The Messiah. They tell us on Passover we have to leave a seat empty because someone's coming to drink the wine.
Right, Eliyahu.
I don't know. Did he ever show up at your house?
I don't know. He's invisible.
But then I watch I'm a huge science nerd, and I watch Neil deGrasse Tyson, who talks about existentialism and the creation from the black holes and all those things. I'm like, now that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Microorganisms that just evolved over billions of years. All right,
let's get back to the mom stuff.
You talked about praying to God.
I do. Because I do. I'm so thankful for what I have. And I don't ever want to be an asshole about it and be I'm not conscious of all the good things that have been put in my life. And so there's been a lot of stuff. My mom is a breast cancer survivor. I went through a divorce. All these things happen.
I did something.
I think you just, I don't know what you did.
Well, when it comes to
so I do feel like I need to have that dialogue, even for my own sanity, because I just think it's important to be present instead of just waiting for one day a year to go apologize for everything and expect the slate to be wiped clean.
I feel that way about New Year's resolutions too. Don't wait for a new year to stop being a shitty person.
I hate New Year's resolutions. I can't wait to do a show on that.
Well, I actually wrote a really good post about that maybe 2 years ago about why I don't do resolutions, and I'm not going to teach my daughter about that either, because if you wake up tomorrow and you're like, you know what, I was an asshole yesterday, let me wait till January 1st to start being nicer. What is that? Or getting healthy. You should try to be healthy every day. Everything's going to kill you, but you should live your healthiest life. You should be the nicest person you can be. It shouldn't just happen as a thing to make a resolution and then by the middle of January you're an asshole again.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. Speaking of being an asshole, I want to ask some of the people who are here, going back to our earlier conversations about patience with our kids and all that stuff, I want to ask...
Raise your hand if you have no patience.
I want to ask when the last time they lost their shit with their kids was and what happened.
I want you to ask, maybe ask Danielle Snyder.
Okay. Hey guys. Can we interrupt you for a second? We have a question while we're live.
We have an audience, so.
I would like to know from each of you if you're willing to participate, and you can pop over here and stick your face in.
I'll give you a sweet potato fry if you
want.
share your answer.
We were talking before about how as moms, as people in general, we all lose our shit from time to time, and it's okay. Like, you don't have to be like buttoned up like a desperate housewife every second. So when was the last time you lost your shit with your kids? What made it happen, and what did you do? What did the losing your shit look like? Anyone want to volunteer and answer?
That happened yesterday.
What happened yesterday?
Yesterday.
What happened?
I was so
Do you want to come over here with us for a second?
I'm going to introduce you to Dr. Eileen Cohen. She's actually a client and good friend of
We're
mine.
going to squeeze in. We're just going to squeeze
She
in.
has an amazing book coming out that's probably great for all women everywhere to read because
Just
it's
stick your
about
face in that screen.
it's about people pleasing and how not to be a people pleaser, which I read the book like 17 times because I had to, and also because I loved it. But anyway, tell us about your meltdown moment.
Okay, so I usually try to keep pretty patient and calm, but I had a long work day, and I picked my daughter up from school, and she was a bit cranky all day, whining about, the crust not being right on her peanut butter and jelly.
Why do they even make crust on bread? Like, I don't understand it. Right? Her daughter's Bella's age.
Okay.
Yeah, just about everything she was upset. So the last thing that she did that I had to walk away was she kept asking me to take her picture, and she wanted to see it, but then she kept running away every time I tried to take her picture. And it's something stupid, but I was like, Emily, if you keep running away, I can't take your picture.
But that made you reach your limit.
Yeah, I reached my limit at that point, and
Did you yell?
I wanted to. Well, I did. Yeah, I said, Emily, you need to stand still. And I was like, oh wait, she's just 2.5. I had to give myself the pep talk.
Did you feel bad after?
Yeah, I felt bad. And then she apologized to me, which made me feel worse.
But that's good, though, that she acknowledged she did something wrong that upset you.
We were just saying our kids.
I'm
do
saying
not
this like I'm a parenting pro. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, we're all parenting pros. I don't think there's such thing as like a parenting pro because we all have our own style, and I'm a firm believer as a mom that you do what works for you.
But I literally
Shouldn't listen to everybody's bullshit.
I applauded her kid feeling like shit. So what does that?
No, I don't think you did. I think you applauded the fact that she, at 2.5, had enough insight to apologize.
Right.
Most 2.5-year-olds aren't apologizing.
Can you do like just a 1 minute of a shameless plug of your book?
You mean like...
And how your book could really pertain to moms?
Oh, well, definitely. Well, in that case, as a people pleaser, you would feel so guilty for losing your shit in that moment and not keeping it together all the time. People pleasers have to have everything perfect all the time in mind. So, like, even for me, for a minute, I was like, how dare you lose your stuff in front of your child? She really didn't do anything wrong. You're being a bad mother. And then I had to get that in check, too. Where I was like, okay, well, you're allowed to,
You're allowed to not be perfect, and you're allowed to not live your life for somebody else's emotions, which is the big takeaway from the book.
What's the name of the book and where can people get it?
It's One It's Never About You, and it's going to be available for pre-order in October, and towards the end of October, you can fully order.
And Corey Levin, who did your website, is here, by the way.
Yeah, I want Corey to come over. I said it before, but I do. I feel like we are surrounded by incredible women who support us and whatever, but we have a man here too who supports us a lot.
Bros before hoes. Come on over, Corey.
So we're gonna introduce Corey and give him some airtime.
And since you promised me,
Yes, take it.
Okay, please. They're for everybody.
So this is
That
Corey.
was so awkward, like them going for a hug
So
or a kiss. That was so awkward.
This is Corey
Did you see that? That was good.
That was awkward.
It wasn't on film though, so it's fine. It didn't happen.
It was strange.
It wasn't on
I'm
video.
just one of the girls, one of the hardcore girls.
So this is Corey Levin from
that one.
Hardcore
Oh, yeah.
Advertising. Corey and I go way back since college.
Corey and I go back 3 months ago.
Been a good 3 months.
Yeah.
What's our anniversary date? Do you know?
It's today. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. I'm so happy you're here.
So really quick, we want some like male perspective. I don't know how much you can hear because you're sitting over there, and I know I saw you join, so I don't know if you can physically hear everything we're talking about. But we're talking about basically kids being a pain in the ass sometimes, making us lose our shit. You know how you feel when that happens, picky eaters, potty training, all those things we deal with. And you have 2 little boys. They're
Dude,
young.
one of them's a ginger, so he's sort of Satan.
He has a ginger.
He has a ginger.
Be nice though, because you married a ginger, so don't talk shit about ginger.
And she's beautiful.
I love
Yes,
gingers.
yes. You're a ginger lover.
You're not sleeping on the couch tonight.
Hashtag, hashtag ginger lover. So I would love a little male perspective. How do you handle when your kids make you crazy? Are you a yeller? Are you calm? Who's the calm one someone in this disciplinary between you and your wife, what happens in your house?
Oh, it's sort of a team effort. We like to discipline together.
Same style?
Marriage of the year over
A
here.
little bit different. Sometimes I'm the louder, intimidating one, and she's the enforcer. Or sometimes we switch it around. It really depends who the kids are listening to that day.
Okay.
Do you have your arm around it?
Yes.
Well, where else am I going to put my arm?
On your burger? I'm jealous. They have, like, I feel like Corey shaded me yesterday a little bit, but this might just me being oversensitive. So I had this amazing interview that came out yesterday in Mobile Magazine, and
Congratulations, by the way.
thank
It's
you,
fantastic.
thank you. Well, it was a good one, right? The girl that interviewed me is a fantastic writer. Thank you, Jen Schwartz. Little plug for you.
Love her, medicated mommy.
Rachel so kindly shared the article calling me, what did you call me? Your favorite
My partner in crime. My partner in crime.
And this one
killing
was
me.
like, oh, really? And
No, he wrote, whoa.
I wrote, whoa,
Yeah.
and then I censored what I was going to post and I sent it to Rachel. But essentially, I said, I like to see your partnership, and sometimes I just like to sit back and watch.
oh, I get it. So it was like a dirty joke. All right.
It wasn't
As
a lot.
long as there
Corey's
was,
baseline is dirty joke, but that's why I love him, because he does not give a shit. He doesn't care.
as long as there was no shade, because
No shade.
I've been sending you
You have.
business. Yeah, I've been hooking you up.
And I want to talk about
Where's
business.
my kickback, by the way?
As soon as
I'll
let's
catch
talk to
you
Josh,
outside.
his wife, and as soon as we
I'll
get
catch
that
you
all going.
outside. Yeah.
I want to talk about business for a second, because we really haven't talked about it a lot today. But we're not going to
Today's
go into
my
the whole
day
thing.
off.
How we both left, corporate America. We started our own thing. We're doing our own.
Wah, wah.
Corey's the same. Corey has his own incredible company that, personally, not only as a friend, but he completely redid my baby, my third baby, which is my website, which I had not let anyone touch, and it was like the most amateur, ridiculous WordPress ugly site, and I trusted him, and he completely just rocked my world. It's amazing. Wineandcheesits.com, wine with an H, and he is just a pleasure to work with. He's got a great approach. He's got a great personality, and so if you are looking for someone to
he's
help
fast,
you,
really
he is
fast.
really fast and responsive. He's good. For having two young kids at home, as we all do, it's hard sometimes to get shit done, but he's good.
But you want to know what my favorite part about your business is? It's called
The name?
Hardcore. Hardcore. So if you don't put in the website address right, you just put in Hardcore, you're going to get in trouble for looking up some
A lot of
porn.
porn. Put that ADV at the end, or you are going straight to
But
Pornhub.
if you'll get to know Corey more, but if you know Corey's
It just makes
personality,
sense.
it is, there could never be another name.
Right,
And
I'm not in here.
it's a perfect tale.
So anyway,
I'm
so
for both of you.
I think Corey said he's going to do some work on my website.
I am.
Okay, cool.
Whenever you'd like.
Okay, Pinky.
Did that just happen just
Yep.
now? You just put him on the
Done.
spot?
Put him on the spot like the
I think I
mafia.
owe you a little facelift, don't I?
Hi, can I have a club soda, please? A club. Michelle loves to yell things when we're on camera. She also likes to take phone calls when we're on camera. Remember when you took a phone call during our last podcast?
It was Judy Mendelson
No,
from
she
Temple
goes,
Sinai.
she's like, oh, it might be school. And she's like, we're on air. And she's like, hello? Yeah. Oh, hey, what's up? And I'm like,
I didn't say what's up.
yes,
it was,
you did.
It was the
Hey,
principal
what's
at Temple
going on?
Sinai.
What's going on? Hey.
Who was calling to tell me that no, I couldn't collect donations for Hurricane Irma. I could only collect money. And I was like, never mind, I'm on a podcast, I gotta go. so it didn't work out.
So anything that you would like to...
Did I just throw shade? Oh well.
No, it's okay. Where can people find you online?
You can find me at hardcoreadv.com. We are a full-service agency, everything from websites, traditional media buying.
Thank you.
Give us a call if you need it.
And don't forget the ADV or you're going to be watching some very dirty stuff.
Or if you're into that kind of thing, forget it.
Forget it and just
Don't
be
do
like,
it on
I
your
was trying to
computer.
find Corey's website. I don't know.
Yeah.
Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
Enjoy lunch.
Love you.
All right, who's next? Anyone else have lose your shit
Well,
stories they want to share?
I want to get back in the frame here.
Yeah, I'm getting you back. Anyone Bueller? No? Camera shy people? Camera shy people.
What time is it?
I don't even know. This always happens to us. It's
Oh, it's
1:28.
been an hour. We gotta shut the F up. I gotta pick up Bella from school.
All
What
right,
about you?
all right. No, I'm gonna go home. I have something really exciting. But you're a mogul. You're a mogul. Like Corey, thank you. Your mogul interview was amazing, and I love celebrating wins. And I haven't formally put anything like this on Facebook, but I'm super excited because I've been writing for a number of mommy-based publications, Scary Mommy, Pop Sugar, HuffPost. But I just recently got invited to be a regular contributor for Pop Sugar. So, so we're gonna see a lot more of my stuff on there, hopefully. And so that was really an exciting win and validation that I made the right move over and over.
Can I share my thing too? I was having like a really good day yesterday. So my mobile interview came out. It was #1 on the site all day, and I was thrilled. And then at the end of the day, I got an email to let me know that a very, very candid personal piece that I wrote about going through divorce and what that feels like will be published next week on October 4th in Scary Mommy. And anyone who's a writer knows that getting published by Scary Mommy is the hardest, but you know, they do have 4.5 million followers on Facebook, and they have a huge readership now. And I was published by them once before and had a great response.
What I want to see, what I want you to tell me when it gets published, because I was published by them. I have submitted a lot of stuff to them, and I've gotten 2 things published by them. The first one was about divorce, and it was about raising a child in divorce and all the annoying things people say, like, can't you just get a sitter, and why don't you just switch weekends with your ex, and all those things. The trolls that come out and the comments from people were so mean. Like, oh, maybe you should have gotten divorced. You're, you know, like very, very judgmental.
It happened to me with my first piece because I wrote about maternity leave policies.
So I'm curious. You'll have to. I want you to share that experience of what people.
I was scared to leave my house the first day after, because that article was trending. It was #1. But a lot of the audience for Scary Mommy is the audience that is not as liberal as me and didn't vote for the same people as I did.
Which doesn't make sense because the content that's on there is very, very authentic and raw and real. It's not all like buttoned up content, so it's interesting.
I was basically told to like go bow down to the American flag and get my ass to work. And somebody wrote like, oh, maternity leave issues. This coming from the rich girl who sits behind her computer and writes all day.
And they don't even know you. I know.
My husband doesn't have a job. I was like, you know, but I'm ready. Bring it. Bring it. If you don't like my divorce article, I don't care. Don't read it.
That being said,
we're done.
Let's all be kind to one another. And
Thank you, Ellen DeGeneres.
Continue to empower each other as women and mommies.
Speaking of empower, 1 week from Saturday, October 7th, I will be speaking at the Women in Power Expo at 2:20 p.m. Please come and find me at the Fort Lauderdale Convention Center. I'm giving away 2 tickets also. If you're interested, just come in.
And I will be there.
Yes, you will be there.
I will be there. I was nominated for an award.
High five.
Thank you. So we'll see you there if you decide to come. And if you are looking for us to do something like this at your restaurant or place of business, we do travel.
I will eat anywhere.
Our show is on the road officially, so just get in touch with us on either the Keep It Real Moms, the Michelle Dempsey Very Well Written, or the Wine and Cheese It sites, and let us know, and we will chat about it.
Yeah, we will.
And don't forget to come visit Rok Brgr. Amazing burgers, salads, fries. National Drink Beer Day today. And thank you to those of you who came up to support and get your 20% off your lunch. We hope you enjoyed it. And thank you, Rok Brgr, so much for having us.
What she said. Love you guys.
Bye.